What's going on, guys? It's Joe, the Nomad Investor, where dividends freedom anywhere is the goal. And today we're going to be doing a portfolio update for my $0 to $1,000 a month dividend income portfolio. So it's a small portfolio, we're growing it, but without further ado, let's get into a few things. Before we get into anything else, the video on this channel are for informational, entertainment, and educational purposes only. I am not a financial professional or advisor, and nothing here should be taken as financial investment or tax advice. Investing always carries risk. Those seeking financial advice should seek out a registered professional. And most importantly, this is not investing advice. So just kind of do your own due diligence. Okay, guys? So with that being said, let's kind of dive right into the game plan and goal. For growing a small portfolio from $0 to $1,000 per month in dividend income, here's how I plan on doing that. So currently I have my remote work income and my business income, and I'm investing a minimum of $300 a month to around maybe even $1,000 per month plus. It really just depends on how my business performs versus remote work income is pretty consistent, so I can kind of configure how much that would be. I'm going to be transferring that money into Robinhood taxable brokerage, which I'm treating this brokerage like a business. Because I have a business already, I know how to set up SOPs, systems, and processes. That way I can make sure that it operates at its highest function based on certain KPIs and things that I'm keeping track of. So the goal here is to get at least a 30% plus high yield return. And I'm taking the money in the Robinhood taxable brokerage and investing it into high yield income ETFs such as WPay, HOOW, QDTE, XTE, XPay, BTCI, and etc. Stuff like that, right? And currently, because my account is so tiny, so small, I'm pretty much have decided on doing a max of 3 positions, and I'm altering between anchors and satellite ETFs. To kind of cover this, I basically got this idea from a guy by the name of Eugen Vasquez or Vasquez. I don't know how his last name is pronounced, but he has a great channel that I highly recommend. And anyway, so I'm taking the money that I'm investing into these high yield income ETFs, and I'm reinvesting the weekly and monthly dividends through activating DRIP, or I might also stack the dividends to purchase more shares when the market is down. So by doing DRIP, I'm always compounding, and the portfolio's growth strategy is based on compounding. And after that all gets done, I get to basically rinse and repeat this until my account hits $1,000 per month in dividend income, because that's my ultimate goal. So this is the framework as a whole, so you guys can see. Now, I did want to kind of break this down because I've been talking about this a little bit more lately, and I wanted to kind of dive deep into it. So first things first, I have set up dividend income milestones. I got this idea from a guy by the name of John over at the Dividend Nomad on YouTube. Really cool guy, really inspiring. He's actually one of the first people I watched that kind of got me into this space. But anyways, the first goal is to reach $100 a month. Now, I'm about to share with you guys how I actually have achieved that, sort of. Anyways, I'll keep having these segments where like, okay, $200 a month and $300, $400, $500, all the way until we get to the 10th goal, which is $1,000 a month. That way I can celebrate these small wins leading up to the bigger goal along the way, okay? Now, I hope all that makes sense. So let's get into the portfolio. This is my portfolio as of today, 12:50 p.m. on October 3rd, which is a Friday. My account so far has hit a high of $2,324.97, but currently it's at $2,318.74. Now, I did get paid my QDTE dividends today, and I'll kind of cover that as well. And then I did want to cover this. You guys might notice my buying power increased, and there's a reason for that. So I've officially activated my margin status, but as you can see, the cash amount that I showed you guys in the previous portfolio update is still the same, and I have this much margin that I could use, and this is as much total buying power that I have. Now, I haven't decided which specific position that I'm going to be investing into just yet, but I wanted to activate this now that my portfolio has exceeded $2,000, because I think this could be a way to basically grow my portfolio quicker, okay? So with that being said, this is the latest prices, and I wanted to show you guys my equities. WPay is doing pretty well. We're at $402.53, and QDTE is also doing relatively okay. It's basically pretty stable, which I'm very happy with. XDTE, which I was really hoping for a lot better performance, was kind of letting me down. It was staying stable-ish, but it kind of got out of range to the point where the percentage that it was growing was just too little. compared to what I had. And then the dividends started to diminish a bit. So I just decided to keep my QDTE position and just kind of, focus on that one because, it's kind of within the range that I feel comfortable with. But I need to grow this position because I did make a mistake, guys. I have a big regret. I invested too much of my capital into HOOW. And as a result, you can see it is a whopping $1,240 total versus, as you can see, WPay and QDTE are significantly lower. And just to show you guys, let's see, today's return is 3% up for HOW. We're negative 0.22% for WPay, and we're up 0.15% for QDTE. But if we look at my total return, we have HOOW at a whopping $213.43. This thing is just moving. I was very fortunate to get into HOOW right before the pump for Hood, Robinhood stock being introduced into the S&P 500, I believe. So I'm not gonna lie, I didn't invest into it because of that, but it was a stroke of luck, really, that I got into this. Yeah, so anyways, WPay is at $17. QDTE still performing way better than XDTE at $6.80. So that's looking good. Anyways, I probably spent too much time on this, but I just wanted to quickly cover that. And last thing, QDTE did pay me $1.93. So I'm going to quickly update that in this sheet. All right. It paid us from the new shares in total that we have, 9.335. And that was 20 cents a share, which that's what we want to see. And I got $1.93. So let's go to dividend log. I've rearranged this, but basically this is the first payment. So $1.93. This makes things easy. So as you can see, in total, since getting QDTE, we've earned $7.15 in dividends. WPay, $11.25. HOW, it's a new position, and I did purchase it where I missed the dividend payout of $2.22 per share, but we will get the $1.80 something cents per share this next week. This is what we are at for the month of October. We're at $8.33. And as you can see, last month, we hit the $28.97. That is where we are at currently, which is awesome. And now that I updated that, let's get into this. So as you can see, WPay is currently negative for the day, but overall, we are looking good on the market return and total return. So again, HOW is crushing it, a 20.82%. WPay is doing phenomenal, 7.56% for my total return. And QDT is also doing great at 4.37%. And as you can see here, the market return, there's 2.18% for QDTE. That's perfect range for me. Obviously, the higher, the better. Then there's 4.64% for WPay and a whopping 21.04% for HOW because we have not received any dividends. The total return is the same. This is currently the range that it's in, but technically it's actually more than that because I do have this cash right here. So if I were to put this down to zero, you guys would be able to see HOW is about 62%, almost 63% of my entire portfolio, which is not the safest range for me right now. If Hood were to start moving downward or really take a hard dip, I would be taking a pretty big hit in my portfolio versus in WPay and QDT would not really be able to hold me up during that time because 20 plus 16, and you guys can do the math here. That's not going to be enough to outweigh this almost 63% majority. So that's something that I want to start probably taking the HOW dividends and possibly throwing it into WPay, QDTE. So yeah, I want to quickly share that. And just for full transparency, I have not updated this investing journal for today. This is the last time I did it. And obviously today, my portfolio looks a lot different. But it's kind of cool to see, this is my HOOW position before in terms of total equity, as well as my WPay. And you can see my QDT has kind of basically been holding. So I'll go here. Yeah, QDT has barely moved. WPay has moved a bit and HOW has moved tremendously. That's kind of the situation status here. But real quick, I wanted to share with you guys, I did get on Snowball Analytics because I really wanted to see what's my passive income percentage range. Passively, I'm basically going to be earning another $2,100 annually at my current income percentage range. So that's pretty awesome. So basically I'm doubling my portfolio without even using margin yet. I am going to show you guys something real quick too. So I did mention that I'm basically hitting the $100 a month goal already. And here's what I mean by that. So if we scroll down to here, for October, I'm expected to get $165.47. That is amazing. And that is expected to come from HOW. Now, it does show that HOW is going to pay me around $32.44. I do expect that to be a lot less this next dividend payout. And I also do think this will range a bit, but I think as long as it's predicting 165, I think we're basically going to hit that $100 a month mark. So I'm really excited for that because that is basically the first milestone. We're going to keep track and see if we actually hit this range or not, but things are looking good. Very, very good. I really like this snowball analytics because it's kind of showing this a little bit differently than stock events or other platforms. I didn't pay for this. I just have a free account. Yeah, that's basically it, guys. If you guys like this video or enjoyed it, make sure to leave a comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, and most importantly, subscribe. And until next time, peace.